isn't it? It's wonderful. It really is quite wonderful. It's quite interesting to watch. Instagram is heaven, in fact, we're approaching right now. Okay, the closer I get to the fence, the barriers, the worse the reception gets. So I'm just sort of cautioning in advance. This is probably the most, I wouldn't say it's necessarily the most Instagrammable, but certainly the most photographed restaurant in the whole of Paris, by far. Magnificent Arc de Triomphe, everyone. Yeah, other people are sort of looking and observing, so I'm going to follow them. Let's see. Well done, guys. There we are. That's how you get across, everyone, without losing the live. You follow the crazy, but I think Brazilians in front. Lovely. Okay, great. So we're across and across and alive. We made it. People here are very cold. In fact, I can understand why it is. Yeah, it's a little on the chilly side, let's put it that way. After dark it's going to fall below zero, just like last night. Okay, perfect. We can now cross over and double back. Looks like the road's quite quiet here for a moment. Yes, it is. Red lights at either end. And the other famous, in fact the second most famous, actually some prisoners will say it's more famous, it depends, but anyway, Temp is here. That I would say is more like the Selfridges of Paris, with Lafayette being the Harrods. But again, you know, people disagree. Still beautiful though, isn't it? Very nice. Okay, looking back, you can see just how long, how enormous Lafayette is. It's it's vast. It's far bigger than Selfridges. Metro is Aubert. The cute thing about some of the metro stations, not all of them, but this one in particular, Aubert here has escalators into the metro station. Look, good luck finding that in London, where you've only got those stone and iron wrapped steps down into a cold Piccadilly Circus. Everyone that's just joined or hasn't been here long or is wondering what on earth I'm doing here, not being in London. London City Walks is in Paris, one weekend only, special edition. 2 for the price of 1, Paris and London all on one channel. How about that? Okay, anyway, so here's the side of Opera. Let's walk around and have a look at the magnificent Opera. The front. I've been careful here, lots of people, very busy. We're green. And again, whoops, no we're not. monsieur. Bon. Who squeeb? Okay, front of Opera coming up, almost there. These Haussmann buildings, look at that. You know, that extraordinary symmetry. Oh wow, one second. Looks like there's part of the site is covered. I'm really hoping that the front is not covered. Let's see. Wouldn't surprise me so much as being cleaned or restored or improved before the Olympics. Let's hope that Opera isn't one of those that's undercover. I don't think so. Looking at the board to the side of me, it's listing forthcoming operas, including as soon as April. So let's see in a moment when I go to the left here at the front. Definitely some construction work going on in some parts of the Opera House here. Oh, and a vast queue. I'm not sure what the queue's for. Aha, more. Got a good view, everyone. Here we are. Welcome. Much I do like the Royal Opera House of Covent Garden. This is yeah, this is a little bit different, a whole new world. Eagles, etc. What we've got here is a whole stream of people are going on. I don't know what is on. I couldn't see on the board. Afternoon performance, I guess, of something, unless it perhaps is a guided tour of the opera. I don't know. I think actually looking at yeah, I mean the crowd don't look like opera goers. I'm pretty sure they're tourists with a group. Plus other people in front of me look somewhat lost. Like, should we go in or what? Beautiful, isn't it? All of it, in fact, here. Whichever way I point the camera, it's a marvel to look at. Time here 1:30. Yeah, La Défense. I've been to eat at Le Ciel de Paris before, which is in La Défense. Very much so. Best view though. Definitely the best view from Paris if you're eating. Far better than the restaurant at the top of the Eiffel Tower, which I don't particularly like, to be honest. It's a tourist trap and the food is terrible. Okay, just having a look, 1 second. I'm still not 100% sure whether or not we should walk directly in front or take the other street to the right. Just a moment, everybody. Mettez vous squib. Excuse me, bear vous squib 1 moment. Get through the queue here. 1 second. Quite a few people here. I'm going to pop us down here on the curb again and double check whether or not we should continue walking down Rue Squib or take a right here. Better to check it than guess. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that little view there of the level crossing, which is still quite pretty, let's be honest. It's Paris. Bon. We're in Paris. So if Opera is in front and we're heading towards Place Vendôme, 1 moment everybody. Oh, we are so close. It's not here, it's the next one, so it's good that I checked. We used to be walking down Rue de la Paix. Okay, I know where we're going now. Super. One moment. Always good to check. We were one street off, just one. It's the other one here around the corner, and you'll see why in just a moment. Plus we get a clearer view of that spectacular sculpture atop the Opera House there. Look at that. Isn't it glorious? More. I think the only danger really is, as you've seen, you know, how easy it is. Some of the streets look so much alike that unless there's a specific landmark, it's very easy. Even here, you know, there are 7 different options in front of Opera. Chose the middle one. I was one off, so it wasn't so bad. Luckily, actually, thinking about it, very luckily. Here we go. Opens up properly. Super. Okay, this is certainly a key junction. We're really in central Paris right now. And in fact it was this end, very fortunately, look. So we got part of it. This is the classic view, in fact, but we got part of it. We could only get what's there. The main thing is that the gold at the top is not being cleaned or renovated. Obviously, they're making sure that the bottom part is perfect as can be for the Olympics. No surprise there. The reason I'm pausing here, I want to show you guys, and also because the lights are red anyway, so we need to hold on for a moment, and then we'll cross over, and then cross over again. This is probably the largest major junction other than the Arc de Triomphe in central Paris. It is extraordinary, divine, it's glorious, flawless in so many respects. Just waiting for it to change here, as it will any moment. People are chancing it. There we go, finally. Parisian motorists, though, are very much in contrast to British motorists. They're incredibly impatient. They will not wait regardless. That's a very minor negative, and I say that as somebody who doesn't know how to drive anyway. So we're almost there, just going around. There's only one more crossing after this, and we'll finally be there. See the number of crossings. think it's fair to say we're loving Paris, aren't we, everyone? That's for sure. I certainly am. Okay, final crossing. Final. Isn't it wonderful? Look, it's absolutely wonderful. You can't really see the scaffolding so much when I'm this far back. See, look what I mean about the traffic. Look, he just shoots straight through, doesn't care. Boom. Doesn't even bother to slow down, just honks and hopes they move out of the way. Yeah, stayed in the 9th arrondissement at the moment. I'm just going to double check. We're on Avenue de l'Opera at the moment. I'm pretty sure, hold on, that we're still in the right direction. One moment. Yep, all good. Just one more crossing over here on the right and then we'll be right on target. So that was Opera. In fact, one place that I missed yesterday, so it's really good that I had the chance to walk past Opera and have a good look at that area. Of the main central areas, that was the only thing that was missed yesterday, simply because I wasn't in this area. So it's good, that's pretty much ticked off the entire list of, other than Notre Dame, which as we know is largely covered anyway, everything else, literally everything else, every major monument and tourist site has been included either yesterday or today. Quite surprised I managed to do all of it, actually. Very surprised. He was actually willing to let me cross there, lovely chap. Okay, final crossing, we've got a straight walk then. Lovely. Bingo! Cars are being very patient here. There's somebody at the President's office is watching this and has guided the police to stop all traffic. I'm most grateful. Okay, this is not terribly interesting, but it's the most direct way. At the end here, we will pretty much be at Place Vendôme. Teeny bit of déjà vu and apprehension, both in a very positive way, odd as that might sound. After meeting the dance troupe yesterday, we're going to say apprehension because we're going to struggle to improve on what we saw yesterday. That professional dance troupe that happened to just appear and burst into dance in front of the camera yesterday when I was on Place Vendôme. Extraordinary. I'll tag them for everyone when I post the video later or tomorrow. I took the YouTube. They're quite famous apparently. Don't worry, almost at the end. Okay, so from where we are now, it's like looking along here. I'm not going that way, I'm just showing this because we're not going that way, we're going the other way behind me. And then after that we're going to take a left. And we're there. So literally the sort of closing moments, as it were, before we before we hit Place Vendôme, just up here. It's wonderful, isn't it? Come on, it's absolutely glorious. It's so little graffiti or damage as well in the centre of Paris compared to the centre of London. London's got a massive graffiti issue. Huge graffiti issue. Yes, it's present here in Paris, but It's nothing like it is in London at all, not even close. Okay, good. It's better.
Same jokes all day.
Get ready, folks. Favourite part of Paris coming up. Pardon? Okay, perfect. One moment. And there it is, everyone, right in front. Get ready for LV flagship store and those glorious mirror buttons, this time in the daylight. Okay, so Place Vendôme, the other end to where we entered last time, yesterday. So we're at the other end this time, which is a good thing. But I'm going to do the same thing, 360 degrees around Place Vendôme. I think you'll guess then why it's my favourite part of Paris. It's certainly the cleanest, some of the cleanest streets in the world, not just here in Paris. So there we are for the cameras. Place Vendôme, folks. For anyone that hasn't seen it before, get ready. It beats everything we've seen so far, at least in terms of not only the architecture, as you can see, but how clean it is. You know, it's absolutely impeccable here. And I'll go slowly. I'm just going to be kind of quietish and let the shops and the architecture do the talking for you guys. Yep, first arrondissement, you're correct. Thank you for noting that. Somebody please, one of the mods, please mute cross-eyed. We don't need ridiculous comments like that in the chat. Thank you very much. Thank you, Roshane. Thank you. Okay, so Ritz Hotel, guys. I'm going to walk past very slowly. The doorman from yesterday. The two doormen here from yesterday, I'm pretty sure they're the same. Yeah, they're the same two guys. Their picture is on Insta. They're both very good looking guys. It's a shame we got the cars actually today. Not that super clear. One second, let me go in instead of going past the cars. Bon.
On va regarder les plaques. C'est Marion qui va récupérer, je donne le ticket dans ce rapport parce qu'on rentre à l'Issienne. On l'arrivée tu l'attends ou pas? Non, dans ce rapport.
Yeah, the magnificent Paris Ritz. Is it thoroughly lovely? Flawless. and very, very, very expensive. You can't walk inside with a camera rig like this. It's impossible. It's very disrespectful to the guests as well. Justice Ministry here. Literally just yesterday. It is. This is fundamentally the richest part of Paris. There are a few other spots that are very well known. You know, just like in London, we have Bond Street, Sloane Street, Knightsbridge. But yeah, this is very much upper end. Unsurprisingly, given the architecture, the brand names, and the general cleanliness, gives it away, doesn't it, somewhat? Obviously, a lot of the shops are closed, unlike yesterday, because today is Sunday. But that, I think, is a good thing, because it was very busy here yesterday. Very busy. Today is a lot better, actually. It's more pleasant to walk around and enjoy everything here. Massively so, I would say. And again, that architecture, folks. By far the most extravagant, of course. Remember it well from yesterday is the LV flagship here. There's amazing buttons. There's mirror buttons they put on the outside of Louis Vuitton. Isn't that a truly wonderful sight? And in fact, we've even got the sunlight. Wait, let me get to the corner, otherwise the sunlight's going to massively reflect and kill that picture. How's that for a pretty unique image? Isn't it? It's wonderful. It really is quite wonderful. I got some great pictures here yesterday, actually. They're already on Instagram, but this is giving a whole new perspective. I've just noticed that the building opposite is being directly reflected in each of the buttons. It's effectively being duplicated. I'm going to put the camera down actually right now. That's such a fortuitous moment with the light there in the buttons. One moment, everyone. Yeah, that's extraordinary. Let's pop this down. I'm going to focus it firmly on the building while it's down and grab a couple of pictures here. That's a really great view. Beautiful view, in fact. Magnificent. Very much liking that. Let me turn this for you guys. There we are. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Possible to get this completely clear. Gosh, what a view. The light is extraordinary here. I'm trying to get a clear moment without anyone in the picture, but I don't think it's going to work. Maybe at this point, actually wait, no, too soon. We get past the camera in time. Folks, speed up. Thank you. One car, one guy left. Nope, now a group more. Almost there, I think I'm going to get it. Bon, got it. Okay folks, one moment and we're going to continue walking around. Apologies for the very brief pause there. The view was too good to miss. Hope you all enjoyed that. Isn't it though? Look, I mean it's just... It sort of makes you blink actually the moment you first see it. It's kind of like, wait, what's that? What's going on there? It's that unusual, that wonderful. Sorry, just a clicking noise, just me taking some more pictures while I'm enjoying this beautiful view here. Especially it's much quieter than yesterday, in fact. Lots of fine picture options today compared to yesterday. Done. Okay, let's cross over. Being very mindful of the traffic. I'll go to the centre after we've finished walking the 360, everyone. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, good Lord. Wait, everyone. I'm going to run around. I think we've got a music video being shot. 1 second. Yeah, one moment. See, every time, always something here. I caught the end of it. I don't know who it is. I'm not going to go in because they're very close and they're still kind of directing him. I'm going to film a little bit here. I don't know if he's famous. Maybe he is, maybe not. It'd be wonderful to know exactly who it is. Imagine if we sort of stumbled across, I don't know, Nabs or someone like that here on the Place Vendôme. 1 second, let's see what they're going to do. We're actually witnessing it, look. The most famous French rapper is actually MC Solar. Parlez-vous anglais? Parlez-vous anglais?
Little, yeah.
Is he famous?
Yeah, he's singing.
Who is this?
You know, I don't know. Private. I don't know.
Okay, thank you. I don't think he wants to tell me. He's okay with me filming, but he doesn't want to tell me who it is. To be honest, I haven't got a separate lighting crew, so I'm guessing this is kind of... He's not a superstar, let's put it that way. This is too amateur. But it's quite interesting to watch. Pardon. He's back. I don't know who. Parlez-vous anglais? Little. I don't know. I asked. He won't tell me who it is. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Me too.
It's definitely It's definitely not Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I think the car wants to get by.
Like Usher. You know Usher?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking, but then again, it looks a little bit amateur, the production.
Yeah.
So maybe it could be. It could be Usher.
Maybe.
Interesting to see, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Car's getting a little bit impatient. 1 second. He's sort of chilling in the back of the car there. People are stopping to look, so maybe he is well known. I don't know. I don't want to push my luck too much. We've got some sunlight coming up as well, by the way. When I go finish the 360 in a moment. Let me quickly show you. Nothing's happening. Now look what happened. The sun came over. 1 second. Oh, here we go again. Third shot. He can't quite decide which way he wants to jump out of the people carrier. Let's see. Okay. Let's try it. J'ai froid. Actually, they're just shooting a scene in the vehicle. Okay, let's continue. That was fun. Not as amazing as yesterday's. Look what happened though to the buildings since we arrived, and the sun came over the LV store behind me. Somebody seemed to think the guy behind me that was filming was pretty sure it was Asher. I don't know. But now that we've got that that sunlight, it makes all the difference, doesn't it? It really, really, really makes a difference. Beautiful. And of course, looking amazing in the sunshine. Right here in the centre of Place Vendôme. Isn't it beautiful, everyone? It changes perfectly when the sunshine comes along. Yeah, they're still busy in the back of the car. God knows what he's doing now. Sun is here today. We're lucky. We caught it again. Sometimes it seems to follow us. It's a bit scary. In terms of actually filming it here, I'm happy it's a Sunday. Yesterday it was very busy here. You know, the channel is as much about the architecture as the people, so I'm very happy that it's Sunday and that most of the shops are closed. It avoids the distraction of too many good-looking people. But every single major French brand is here. It really is quite flawless, isn't it? Got a good spot actually to plonk this down here. One moment, guys. But we're not directly in the sunshine. It's a very good spot to put this down for a moment and have a look. Focus it back there to the LV entrance, and make a decision on where I'm going to head to next. I'm still here. One moment, everyone. They are, yeah, very, very early they are. I mean, this morning I was out at 8 o'clock. But you do need to be careful. It's very easy to get lost in Paris, and much like London, there are certain places I would not want to get lost in, either very late at night or early in the morning. Especially when you're carrying a bunch of expensive kit. Just a moment, everyone. Okay, this is the plan, folks. What we're going to do? Sorry, the lady thought I was talking to her. She came out of the car parking here at Place Vendôme. What we're going to do, we're going to head out past the LV shop, okay? I mean, that fundamentally is the southern end of Place Vendôme. At the moment I'm at the northern side. So we're going to head out past the LV shop. I'm going to turn to my left, and I'm not so smart that I know this off by heart. I'm looking at the map, remembering where we went yesterday. I'm going to go down, turn left, and what we're going to do, actually, we're going to follow it down. One second. Yeah, if we follow it down again past the Tuileries, a second Rue de Rivoli, and then we should arrive at what will be, for the time being at least, and quite possibly today's last location, the Louvre. Again, the reason I'm hesitant about that is yesterday we had huge issues with reception there. It's so busy with so many people trying to use the internet that it just died yesterday. So let's head back anyway. Let's head back and have a little walk around the quadrant there at the Louvre, and maybe, just maybe, if we're super lucky, reception will hold up, and so will the live. So yeah, walk out of the south side of here, walk as far as I can, Rue de Rivoli, then left, and fundamentally that will take us to the Louvre again. Yeah, that works for me. Super. Yeah, too many people, and obviously those, you know, there's enormous buildings. It's very awkward. So let's see. And if I get there and it breaks up again and the live ends, so be it. But I'm not going to go right in. You know, main thing is to be close to it. We're so close at the moment. It would be pointless not to go that way right now. So on we go, folks. So what will be likely the last leg. Oh, actually, wait. Our little friend is out of his car now and he's filming back on the street. If you can see him. Look. Bon. Anyone recognise the song? Just hope he doesn't fall over backwards into the car parking area. That's going to be quite a painful fall if he does, if he trips backwards. Notice this is the parking here for Place Vendôme. Underground parking. Okay. Let's continue. So I said out of here, didn't I? As far as I can, and then left. Let's hope I'm right about that. They've even got a patrouille here for Louis Vuitton. Imagine that. Okay, bye-bye for this this trip, Place Vendôme. I will miss you dearly, magnificent as you are. Yeah, beautiful. You know, it's flawless. It's absolutely flawless. It really is. Yeah, I should have asked him if he's still there on the corner of the wall. Look, he's still there. Not an easy life, is it? Aspiring rapper. Not an easy life. Got to respect the man for trying hard, actually. 0 degrees as well. He's got no gloves on. Okay, let's continue. So, we're walking past the LV flagship here on the left. Lovely as it looks, and it does look pretty much incredible, doesn't it? Now, when you're up close to those mirror buttons, it's one of the only shops here that's actually open today. Notice that most of them are in fact closed, it being Sunday. But yeah, the Maison here is open. People very much admiring everything. I just walked past somebody, he knows me as well, was somebody that I was filming when we were up at Sacré-Cœur. Seriously, what a small world. Not sure, guys. 1 second. This extremely tall chap here in the fleece. Him. He was at Sacré-Cœur like literally 3 hours ago. Very distinctive looking, so I recognise him immediately. How odd is that? Okay, just being careful here of the traffic as I go across. Let's head straight down. Again, one of the most famous streets in Paris is also here, Rue Saint-Honore. We're not going to go that way, we're going to go to my right. That'll lead us directly to the Rue de Rivoli. That's actually one of the main entrances into the shop here on Rue Saint-Honore, not the other one on the side. I think the facade looks quite glorious, to be honest. It's a temporary installation, obviously. I think they did a good job, just like with the Yayoi Kusama collab on the front of Harrods. You know, what with Graph across the street here, you can see how exclusive this part of Paris is. I'm going to go down the edge here, in fact, walk along the taxis, let's hope they don't get too fussy. There's almost all of the taxis here in Paris are Mercedes. Not exclusively, but the vast majority. Actually, I'm going to cross over while I have a moment. Some other rather swish vehicles here too. Aston Martin's quite a rare sight actually in Paris, to be honest. We saw a lot of Ferraris last night on the Champs-Élysées, but yeah, this is quite a rare sight indeed. You've got, I think it's an Auris, isn't it? This Lamborghini in front is an Auris. Driver just left it there to go shopping, as one does. I don't know, I mean there are a lot of Priuses and so on. And obviously, you know, they have Uber here in Paris just like they do in London. Just being very careful of the traffic. Sorry. Sorry for before. Okay, almost there. Through the columns here, and we'll be on the Rue de Rivoli on my left. In fact, it runs left to right. Oh, we've got this enormous queue again, just like yesterday. I can't actually remember what they were queuing for yesterday. I think it was the queue at one of the hotels. Let's see. Yeah, here we go again. It is, it's Le Maurice. Just like yesterday. You guys smiling at me cheekily. That's what you were here yesterday. I'm like, dude, I was. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's the Cédric Gourlet. Yeah, that's crazy popular French baker who's also at the Berkeley in London. They're queuing for his delicious pastries. Someone asked me a question there, but I didn't have the time to respond. There are too many people here. And boom, here we are again, everyone. Finally and firmly on the Rue de Rivoli. I'm getting massive déjà vu actually after yesterday. At least this time not walking the entire length of it. This is one very long street. So I'm going to walk here as far as the Louvre, which is not terribly far. One moment. That's better. This is the main entrance into Le Maurice, the hotel here. The other entrance, the side entrance for the baker, is where the enormous queue was. The queue is so large I can't even fit through. One moment, everybody. Let me just wait here and I can try and get through. I'm not sure that I plus the kit going to fit. Actually, let me follow this lady through. That's better. Okay, we're in. This is Angelina again, actually. I don't know what it is, but it's very popular. Pardon? I don't know, is it sort of a super famous bakery here in Paris? I don't know what it's... Yesterday the queue was even larger than today, look. That's what it is. Anywhere Angelina is? I've literally never heard of it. Very smiley host there, actually. Smiling for the camera. Very kind. Obviously used to it, but there's so many tourists here. But that queue, it's just to get a coffee. It's a shame there's a queue so long. It must be amazing. Maybe I'll stop there on the way back. I'm guessing. I'm guessing based on the queue that's probably the best coffee in Paris right now. Yeah, definitely have to stop there on the way back and see for myself. Angelina. It does, but everything here is, you know, we're right next to the Maurice Hotel, one of the finest hotels in Paris. I don't know if Angelina is part or something in collaboration with the hotel. The Cédric Gaulet is at Le Maurice, just like it's at the Berkeley. He has a residence at the Berkeley in London as well. And his pastries are supposedly ridiculously tasty, but also incredibly expensive. 15 euros for a croissant, and I'm not exaggerating. I think there was, I read, or I watched somebody's little mini review on TikTok, and it was Cédric Gaulet at the Berkeley, whatever. And yeah, they said it was their bill was £48. They had a coffee and a pastry, and the bill, including the service charge, was £48. So, yeah, teeny bit. It's not part of the hotel. So, is it a famous bakery? What is it? Can somebody search? It makes the best, creamiest hot chocolate. Ah, okay, there we go. Thank you so much. Again, you're educating me here. I didn't know that. Okay, so Angelina is officially the spot for hot chocolate in Paris. That makes sense. Yeah, given that length of that queue, it was massive yesterday, pretty big today as well. I understand. Okay, so that makes sense. So the finest hot chocolate in Paris, everyone, is at Angelina, here on the Rue de Rivoli. Every single restaurant to my left is completely ram-packed. The Jardin Tuileries on this side. You see how long the street is, look. Yesterday, I did stupidly walk the entire length of it. I say the entire length, I'm not even there yet. Actually, look, nice moment that we just we got here with a Swiss car, having briefly paused in front of their chateau. Very nice. Take the Ferrari for a spin on a sunny day here in Paris. Why don't you? Don't mind if I do. Yeah, the gardens. I did. Yesterday I went in for a little while just to have a look around. Not very green still recovering from the winter. So we're not going to go back into the gardens. There's nothing particularly interesting there. Let's head, as we were doing before, toward the Louvre. It actually isn't that cold. Going to Notting Hill will be quite difficult, considering that right now I'm in a different country entirely. Let me just take the Eurostar to Notting Hill. Paris and Notting Hill, eh? Angelina, oh good lord, it's a shame that that queue is so massive. Okay, thankfully, and I mean that in the most respectful way after yesterday's massive walk along here, we're almost at the end. Beautiful as it is, the Rue de Rivoli just goes on and on and on. It's just not, literally non-ending. Pardon? Okay, phew. It's not quite over yet, but we're on to the final section. And yes, it is actually that gold in real life. There's not the camera picking it up and acting on it. It's spectacularly gold. Yeah, it makes sense. You can tell it's very Instagrammable. Even the branding for Angelina makes a lot of sense. But it must be good. The queue's that long and not just going to be for Instagram. Extraordinary number of people queuing for a hot chocolate. Okay, we continue along. The last section. The Louvre is over on my right, or the entrance through the arches into the Louvre. So we'll be crossing over shortly. There's just more space here than there is on the other side of the street because part of it's closed. They're still renovating the facade this side. Just hope, everyone, that we don't have the issue again. It's always the case. The mobile phone reception is terrible. The closer you get to the Louvre and then the Pompidou Centre, it just, yeah. Then again, it's Sunday, and hopefully there might be less people there than there were yesterday. We'll see when we get there. I'm not going to worry about it just yet. There it is, peek out in the distance, far in the distance, cross around here, and then go across again. Sorry, it's a minor construction site here. All the materials are being stored for the renovation. Okay, almost out of the madness, and it's green. Not that the drivers seem to care that it's green, as you just saw. Again, we've still got a glorious bit of sunlight this way, and another Starbucks right there on my right. Beautiful, isn't it? Just a simple view. Actually, wait, I forgot the name of it. We looked at this yesterday. Let me just show you guys this. This is sort of the Parisian version of a Peggy Portion, you know, that sort of glamorous little bakery, cake shop in central London. The main one is in Belgravia on Elizabeth Street. This is so pretty. I really do like this one, actually. Plus, I forgot to take a picture yesterday. Obviously, people here already Instagramming it and so on. Look, isn't it beautiful? It's a simple cafe bar, but they've really made a statement here with the decoration. You know, that's how to attract custom, isn't it? Walking by on the street. Spectacular. It really is very, very pretty to look at. Exceptional. I'm just going to try and get out of the sun for a moment to take a picture, but I'm not sure it's going to work. Oh, 1 second. No, not really. Sun's going to be dark in the camera. Oh well, never mind. Another time. 1 second, everyone. Yeah, I'm getting light pollution already. Okay, over we go. Behind me, yep, traffic is clear. That's where I should have stopped, isn't it, to have my pastries earlier. An actual boulangerie. I think maybe after I've finished at the Louvre, yeah, I'm going to pop to here actually. It's very nearby. That'll be a good idea. Be almost there. There we are, folks. There is the Louvre in front. Part of the enormous Louvre. It's so utterly enormous that it terrifies me. Even the prospect of actually going inside and walking around, you need a couple of days to see it, or apparently some people have actually spent a week in Paris and only done the Louvre to see all of it, every room. I've actually got a spider making a little cobweb on the phone. 1 second. Okay, in we go. Get ready for the chaos, and I do apologise if it drops. It was fine here yesterday. It's only when we get really close that the reception gets a bit patchy. Let's see what happens today. In we go into the chaos of the Louvre. This is, by the way, the smart person's entrance here. Most people go into the queue in the centre where there's, you know, literally God knows how many people. But if you go in this entrance instead, it's much quicker. I say that, you know, sorry, that's the exit entrance there, this one. Go in the carousel, you miss out that enormous queue, so much quicker. Look, literally, there's no queue because everyone does the silly thing and joins the massive tourist queue in the centre. Let's go through, I'll show you. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we are, everyone. Welcome to the most Parisian of destinations. The enormity of it. Every time you walk through the arches into the light, the sheer enormity and scale of the buildings. Good heavens, you know, we're not even there yet. There's no space this large in central London other than Hyde Park. No space this large with an actual attraction. Look at the bus guy here, look, posing for pictures with this Chinese girl. Funny. Okay, I'm going to cross over and pray that the reception holds. Let's see. Instagram is heaven, in fact, we're approaching right now. Okay, the closer I get to the fence, the barriers, the worse the reception gets. So I'm just sort of cautioning in advance. I'm going to go right around, again, as long as the live holds up. I'm going to still go right around. If it doesn't hold up, then it'll be on YouTube anyway, because yesterday this is where it died. Reception here is terrible because I think there are so many people uploading pictures and live streaming. Still got 5 bars. Let's hope it holds up. Maybe we'll get lucky today. It's not as busy as it was yesterday. I would say it's about 50% as busy as it was yesterday. This entire central area yesterday was full. Absolutely chocker. Today, not so, which is good. Plus the light is better today. We've got some blue sky up there. A little cloud, but a lot of blue sky. Okay, let's do the 360. Let's walk right around and see. And hope that it holds. Starting to lag. Yeah, I see. Uh-oh, yep. Down to 2 bars, everyone. Welcome to the Louvre. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Yeah, there's always an enormous queue to go inside this triangle, as you call it, yeah. Okay, back to 5 bars, folks. I'm going to keep as far as I can away from the barriers. It's always when you get near those huge metal barriers that it starts to go funny. So I'm going to sort of keep my distance. Maybe if I walk very carefully around like this. Yeah, the reception is looking good. so far. Let's hope it is maintained. I'm going to keep it as far as I can away from any iron or metal. Okay, that's great. So we're on the corner. Let's see. I'm going to pan each time I get to a corner, because that way, if it does cut off, at least you've seen all of it. And you can see, you know, the light today is much better than it was yesterday. That enormous Tiffany hoarding there. I mean, that, good lord, the size of it. The scale of that Tiffany hoarding, honestly. Wow. So this is the last time we're going to see this corner, so I'm just going to pan around. So you've seen literally every aspect of the Louvre here, at least from outside. Yeah, it works, doesn't it? You know, it does. That it's a funny thing, you know, but that juxtaposition, it does work very well. It's much like when you get into the City of London, you see some beautiful historical buildings near the Bank of England. Then you've got the NatWest Tower, you know, and Leadenhall and the rest of it. But it works. Sometimes, if it's done in the right way, sometimes the modern does meet the past beautifully. I mean, you know, this for me personally is one of the favourite spots. Annoyingly, one of the lantern cages is open, so it's not quite as perfect as it should be. See the lantern cage on the right? That really is the absolute best spot. Most people don't know that this is the best spot. If you look, see the people on the granite blocks with their hands in the air, Instagrammers and TikTokers and Twitch streamers and the rest of it. That they think that's the best spot. It's not even close. Let's move on. Actually, maybe we'll catch a good spot. That isn't so bad either, is it, to be fair? But again, it's a lot quieter here today than it was yesterday. Massively quieter. But here, I'm going to hold it there for a minute if anyone wants to take a little picture, screenshot. Yeah, the entire thing. The Pompidou building is here in the centre, but the entire space I'm walking around here is all the Louvre. And it's utterly enormous. And even more spectacular than it looks in the camera. Great, obviously now there's a lot of people here starting to sort of wander. Let me go a bit further down, everyone. I think it would have been that huge array of barriers that killed the reception yesterday. We seem to be doing okay today. A lot better, actually. A lot better. There we are, that's it. Bang on. Couple of good shots, very nice. Okay, let's continue. We're liking this, folks, yeah? Thank you, Veronica. That's also quite majestic. The old and the new, though, in the same shot. That's the queue, by the way. It was much, much, much larger yesterday. But there's still a very, very sizable queue to go inside, as you can see. That's just the queue to get through the door. I mean, even inside, look, everyone is going down the escalators. But it's enormous. This spot, in fact, the spot with both. Don't worry, folks, I took a lot of good pictures yesterday, and the couple I took today will also go on the Instagram, so there will be some very, very, very clear shots. Very much Instagrammer heaven right here, right now.
What are you trying with the buggy?
En dan iets sterker, zeg maar. Alsof hij heel casual op de grond ligt, maar eigenlijk niet. Dat is heel goed. Ik voel de vibe niet met deze.
Oh, another professional shot going on here. 1 second. Second one of the day, everyone. Rest my legs and enjoy.
Mais c'est pas violent quand tu m'as mis. Gars, tout ça nous fait qu'on y papiller. Tout jalousie, à noter calculé. Un témoigné illicite, à chez Vilkin. Neuf pas qu'à cabrier. On est bouché de dames, tout ça qu'à griller. On nous détoiler, y'a tout papier. En voyons fait guerre à l'eau. Si les réseaux, cachés des claviers. En pas qu'à poser quiproquo, à bout quiproquo. Nous voulons du choco, ini coco, c'est qui piloco. Bitch, à vos six photos, un imoto. On y boit toto, et dis-moi, vino loto. Oui, coco, là ils vont pour coco. En péché, by Burberry. Même Sony contact habité, Béjon qu'on Bumblebee. Yo fâché, là yo tente de Rebji. Et yo pour même venir enragé, parler bah yo foxy. Ok là il dog. Yo quand tout pite encore, souvent pour pharaon. Yo quand tout pite encore, équipe la fenêtre marron. Faut prochain de l'empire, là nous monter rien dans pyramide. C'est nous qui est difficile, c'est monsieur Bok yo là continue ma vie.
I'm going to move, guys, one moment. Going back toward the edge. Let's hope it picks up. I thought it was good there. Still got 5 bars, folks. Now, is it clear, everyone? Lagging again? Ah. A second. There's still 5 bars, so it should be good. The reception here is bad. Yeah, it's always been very bad. What about now, everyone? Numbers are not dropping. 4 bars of 5. Not street performers. No, that was, they had a film crew. I don't know who they are, but there's a crew, look. It shouldn't have frozen. I've got 4 or 5 bars, everyone. Going back over toward this end. Numbers are still very high, so I'll be surprised if most of you drops out. I've got people joining as well. Anyone that's just joining, is the stream clean and clear? It should be. I'm getting as far away as I can from the glass and metal. When I'm out in the open, it's normally okay. I think we're going to be good, yeah? Everyone back? Yep, numbers are still stable. I think we're okay. Yeah, this problem is a Louvre problem here, everyone. I'm going to slowly walk around the end here and get back to where I came in. That way we'll be okay. Apologies, I did mention that before I came in, that it was likely we were going to have issues with the reception. Right, I'll be back at 5 bars in a minute, folks. Okay, I'm back at 5 bars. I'm hoping that it's working for you guys. Numbers are still high. I'm as far away as I can be now from any metal or glass. There we go, that's better, that's better. We're coming back, it should be fine, I'm sure it's okay now. Let's focus on the buildings on this side. I've got 5 bars, folks. If it's a little weak on this side, there's nothing I can do. Don't worry, even if it freezes, I'll restart it. But I'm going back to where we started, and at that point the reception is stellar. Another guy here performing. Seems it's a popular location for rappers. That's it. Yeah, I'm getting back to where we started. It'll come back. Don't worry. Sorry, everybody. I did mention it because I knew it was going to be choppy here. That's why every time I get nearby, it's like, yeah. I've got 5 bars. I've got crystal clear reception here. Almost back at the beginning where it's absolutely fine. Almost there. That's it. Back to full reception here. I'm hoping it's clear for you guys. I do wonder, in fact, I think it's just sheer numbers. Okay, people are Instagramming and streaming here constantly. Maybe the network is limited by the architecture as well, I don't know, but it's always been a problem here. Always. That's why I'm always very reluctant to try it. This is the first time I've ever made it all the way around without it dropping off completely. So we're almost back at where we started, so in a second the stream should be completely back to normal. There we go, that's it. We're completely back to 5 bars of 5G. There we are. We should now be back and at 100%. Yeah, good everyone. Are we back? Okay, so there we are. Pop this down here. Anyone that enjoyed or was watching on YouTube, that completes the walk. You know, we did it. We walked all the way from Montmartre, Sacré-Cœur, all the way into central Paris, past Opera, along the Rue de Rivoli here to the Louvre. I hope that you enjoyed the walk, everyone watching on YouTube, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Much appreciated. Yeah, welcome if you're just joining on YouTube. Very much the last sun of the day, I think, here on Sunday in Paris. Last Sunday of January as well. Actually, last Sunday of the first month of 2023. A couple of reasons, in fact. One, obviously, as I mentioned, this is the way back. I'm heading this way anyway, so I thought I would show you guys. So we're at Concorde. This is the northern end of the Jardin Tuileries, etc. So I emerged at that end here, having walked again the entire length of the Rue de Rivoli, back from the Louvre, past Angelina, the Meurice, etc., past Place Vendôme to emerge, yeah, back here on Concorde. A couple of reasons why, actually. One, of course, it's amazing. It's beautiful to look at, absolutely spectacular to look at. But, and this is the key, everybody, can you guess what else we're going to see on the way back? Anyone? I don't know. Jardin Tuileries, I can't pronounce it. I'm not French. Anyone, can you guess what we're going to pass on the way back? Come on. What are we going to see, everyone? First person to guess what we're going to see, and I'm going to get moving. You can do it, guys. Come on. Okay, no one's going to guess. Fine, I'm just going to have to show you. That is what we're going to see. I secretly hid it behind behind Concorde. Yeah, we're going to get to, no, not super close views. Actually, I'm nowhere near the Eiffel Tower, and I'm not going to the south, as I mentioned. But then I suddenly thought to myself, you know what? Hold on, we're going to see it on the way back anyway. So, does it actually fundamentally matter if I do one last little bit of live, just so that you can enjoy Concorde and the beautiful, magnificent Eiffel Tower just poking its head up over there? You know, we didn't really see it very much yesterday, except for the light show, which was great at the end. But yeah, I think it was worth one sort of last shot of the Eiffel Tower. Because what I'm going to do anyway is I'm going to cross over shortly, cross over Concorde here, and walk directly along, as I did yesterday, to the Arc de Triomphe. This time, obviously, the Champs-Élysées will be you know, during daylight. So a quick 360, and then we're going to head across Concorde here and walk that duration of the Champs-Élysées back. And I will obviously, if I can, go much closer to the Arc de Triomphe. There was a military ceremony yesterday evening, so we couldn't actually go under the arch, as it were. If we can, I will. Let's see. Again, it might be way too much traffic to risk running across like I did yesterday, foolishly. And apparently French don't typically do that. It's a bit uncivilized, apparently, to run across. Anyway, there we are. Eiffel Tower, everyone. Just enjoying itself, and amazing enough, the other light just happened to go green. Now it's red. I think I'm going to make it there before the traffic gets crazy. Yep, we're good. You know, that extraordinary obelisk right here in this massive open space. You know, the only thing that compares, of course, is Nelson's Column in London, which is even more magnificent and even higher. Yeah, it's going to be dark in around about an hour, I would say, from now. The clouds are already starting to form, but it's actually quite warm. I think it's about 3 or 4 degrees right now. Most of you are like, what? Is he stupid? It's not actually warm, but it is. It's okay. It's reasonable. Not wearing gloves. You know, these last little pieces of Paris, fitting it together. You know, as we get to the end of London City Walks in Paris. And what a time it's been. Let's have a quick look at this very close up. Bon, isn't that wonderful? Look. Arguably even more beautiful than the fountains in Trafalgar Square in some way. Magnificent. Yeah, look, if I point this way, you can see we've still got some, you know, a semblance, small semblance of sunlight. Very, very little at this point. Very little. Au revoir, Tour d'Eiffel. Okay, let's go across. The sunlight's hitting the buildings behind me very nicely, actually. Not for much longer. I would not go in the summer. No, way too hot. Paris is often 40 degrees plus in the summer. Most French do not stay in Paris for the summer. They head to the south. I would go in the mid to late spring. I would aim for April, May, worst way. Second June arrives, it gets crazy hot. Paris is a very hot city. Very hot city. And it's not an outside city at all. Not in terms of open spaces. Waiting for the lights there. I'm not going to risk it because the road is... there we go. Bingo. Yeah, it's not super sunny. You know, don't worry. It's not hot. I'm not going to sort of tease you by saying, "Oh my God, you know, it's so hot here." You would love to be here, because you wouldn't. It's only just above 0. And here we go. Finally crossing over Concorde. I'm reaching the bottom of the Champs-Élysées in a few minutes. Another epic day. Honestly, by the time I get back to the hotel, I'm going to need to have a little rest before I have dinner. It is very much a golden hour, so I hope. I can't comment on the history of the obelisk, certainly not this obelisk, simply because I don't know. I'm always upfront about not knowing, so I prefer not to guess. Same with my French pronunciation. But it does look wonderful, you know, once you've got that view back over Concorde here. It's pretty spectacular. It's an enormous open space. It really is. Yeah, there's nothing this majestic in terms of a public space in central London. It just doesn't exist. There's not enough space. What we can see, however, in a second, one second, I'll show you all as we go across. Okay, just waiting for the last set of lights here. That'll be the last major crossing. The traffic that stops for no one. now the Eiffel Tower has decided it's not going to show us anymore. It's wait, there it is. Hold on, it's behind the tree. Probably you can just about make it out beyond the trees. This time I'm actually going to walk through the little garden spot here as we go onto the Arc de Triomphe. Sorry, as we go onto the Champs-Élysées and toward the Arc de Triomphe. It's the underpass, in fact. We might get one or two last peeks of the Eiffel Tower. I can't remember actually. It was very dark last night when I walked through here. Everyone's coming through this way because there's a lot of construction work here. So it's easy just to cut through. It's there. Eiffel Tower is there, peeking between the trees. A teeny bit. Time for another trip back to Europe, that's for sure. Melissa, you know, now you've seen it, you can't resist anymore. It's time. The time has come. That will almost certainly be the final view of the Eiffel Tower here. We'll be able to see it a teeny bit as I go past the trees, but that'll be it. Then the Champs-Élysées will begin, and it's gone. So there it is, everyone, at least for this trip. Very much looking forward to coming back actually in the spring. I definitely will not be coming back in the summer, so yeah, maybe in the spring. I wonder actually if the I have no idea. I'm not going to focus on other countries in the sense that, you know, a lot of people have mentioned, hold on a second, this is London City Walks, what are you doing in Paris? And you know, that is a fair point. You know, if somebody doesn't know the history of the channel and just arrived, that is a fair point. You know, people are not going to want to constantly watch me covering other places. If I would do that majorly, then I would do it under a separate channel. So for the time being, no, I'm not planning on this being a regular thing. Paris in summer, too hot, way too hot. Yeah, it's typically high 30s into the low 40s. Most French do not spend their summers in Paris. They head to the south. Or even to the Loire region, in fact, places like Aix as well. So just a few minutes up here, we will hit the bottom of the Champs-Élysées, the actual noticeable commercial part of the Champs-Élysées. Not very far. I think again we're going to go past on this side here. In fact, is the Petit Palais. On the other side, still under construction, sadly, is the Grand Palais. We'll walk past those in a minute as we cross over. Okay, that's a construction site part out of the way. You can see they're just literally just finishing off this last southern section. Then it will be reopened and it will look just like this perfect brand new section. Hence a slight detour into the gardens there for a moment. So much more comfortable to walk actually when it's flat and consistent. Yep, that's a very fair point as well. Very fair point. An awful lot of this is only so clear from certain key points because of the fact that we're in the winter and the trees are fairly bare. So yeah, Petit Palais this side. We just walked past Grand Palais. A building site still this side. Huge building site. All that hoarding, that's going to be under hoarding for some time. After this spot here, this crossing, you'll recognise the Champs-Élysées immediately, in the sense that we'll start to see the shops and the major brands. There we go. We'll actually start to see the Champs-Élysées signs in a few minutes. We're still a little bit too far south for the moment. I can already see the Arc de Triomphe peeking out right there in the centre of the frame, between the trees, tree line. We are on the Champs-Élysées here in Paris. Just approaching the southern part of the commercial end, where that bus is going in front. That is where the commercial part begins. This is still very much the Concord end at the south here, and very much more open than the commercial end, which we're going to reach shortly. No, I haven't been anywhere else in the past 3 months. I was in Spain just before Christmas. Waiting and watching from Thailand. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, come on, the artist Calgar. Hey, don't make me jealous. Come on, it's not fair. You can't mention Bali when I'm walking along the Champs-Élysées in Paris. Honestly, that's really not fair. Different world. Definitely going to get a little chaotic. I think the majority of the shops are open, in fact, on the Champs-Élysées, even though it's Sunday. We'll see in a moment when we cross over here. Oh, look at this, it's almost like they reserved the road just for us. How thoughtful. At least here the reception is superb. No dropouts at all last night on the Champs-Élysées. Unlike at the Louvre, where we had the same problem today as we had yesterday. Reception there is terrible. And again we've got green, not that the drivers seem to care. It's the Gucci shop, in fact, on the corner in that rather wonderful Haussmann building. Very grand. And so it begins, Champs-Élysées, folks, right here. It's very different in the daytime to after dark. Last night it was a little chaotic, to say the least. Let's see what we find tonight. Even though it was crazy yesterday evening when we walked here in the dark, a friend of mine said the best time actually to walk it is around 11 PM, which made me think, hold on, you must be joking. Actually, wait one sec, I've just noticed this. I think we might miss it because of the traffic moving. Yeah, look, it's one of the guys from the car rental. Remember this, everyone, look. They're taking one of the Ferraris for a spin. So it's definitely an active car rental spot. Then you go back around and continue. Great weather to be driving around a Ferrari, convertible Ferrari, that's for sure. So many things to see. It's a very, 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 very drivable city. Much more so than London, in fact. Happy, friendly guy there. I wonder how they even know the camera's on, to be honest. I mean, there are no lights, no indicators. Probably me chit-chatting, I guess, to the camera or to the phone. Interesting pair of gates just plonked down here. No idea what it is behind. I'm guessing it's a private residence. A rather grand private residence. Again, looking across what we saw last night, not looking quite as bright, in fact, as it did then, but still pretty exceptional views here on the Champs-Élysées. And a lot of people, as you can see, a lot of people. Woolly hats and berets as far as you can see. In fact, talking about steak earlier, that's the queue for a steak here at the restaurant. French don't mind waiting for their food, especially when it's worth it. Traffic is really building up in terms of the number of people. 1 minute. Extraordinary numbers here. One moment, everybody. I'm just going to wait for it to be completely clear, then we'll continue walking along. Five Guys. Wait, do we really just get two High from Chicago's at the same time? Are you guys brothers? Wait, Rhonda and Dennis, brother and sister, surely, come on. They can't be Hello from Chicago simultaneously. Dennis, is Rhonda your sister? Come on, you can tell us. Rhonda, is Dennis your brother? Be honest. No? Okay, it's just an incredible coincidence. Welcome, if you're joining from Chicago. Hey, and Oklahoma, wow. What am I doing at the Champs-Élysées? I'm walking, as one does. Enjoying the fine Parisian afternoon air at around 3 degrees, 3-4 degrees-ish, I think, at the moment. Hey, another Chicago, wow. A lot of you guys in Chicago today, surprising. Welcome from Malaysia. Minnesota, New Jersey. I can see the US is waking up, both coasts it would appear. Looking through your comments. Welcome everyone from the US. Very, 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 very busy here on the Champs-Élysées actually, even busier than it was last night. And that was Saturday night. Sheer numbers. A better packed than deserted, that's what I would always go for. Girls running in front doing little jumps. Okay, next part. Minding the traffic. These numbers, look at it, it's completely packed here. Enormous illumination right in front in the centre of the camera is the storefront at Dior. I mean, if it looks that bright, yesterday evening obviously it was like a light show, but it's very bright even now. Okay, finally we're beginning to see the Arc de Triomphe. Finally, everyone, there it is. Clearing out. Now the Champs-Élysées goes to its full width, and you can see it's a very, very grand promenade. In fact, just like the Promenade des Anglais in Nice. Plenty of space here, nothing to worry about. That little section back there is a bit of a nightmare. Such a squish. Okay, again here on the left. Beggars, the people laying down the middle of the street are begging. They stretched out like that to have the maximum impact. You can see they're sort of blocking, 1/5 of the street or something similar. And by doing so, they hope that people will maybe trip over them and feel guilty and then give them some money. Common trick, scam, whatever you want to call it. Well known in Paris, just like the Rose scam in London. This is probably the most, I wouldn't say it's necessarily the most Instagrammable, but certainly the most photographed restaurant in the whole of Paris, by far. Very grand it is too. Gosh, it's busy, isn't it? Look, it's absolutely rammed here. Especially with people stopping for that view. You've got the other LV building store here. Not as grand as the one on Place Vendôme where we were earlier. They're still pretty grand. And yeah, another Ferrari to rent. Drive me. Lovely. Queue, just like last night. I don't think it's possible unless you're super important to just walk in to the the LV store here. It's just a constant queue. This is Avenue Georges V to my left. Home of Paris's most famous hotel after the Ritz. Actually, to be honest, the Georges V is even more luxurious than the Ritz. It's even more expensive, I can tell you that. Okay, and next, the other spectacle here on the Champs-Élysées is this extraordinary installation that Dior have put up. Again, Bernard Arnault spending his many billions making sure that Dior and LV are the brands. I guess that is what he's doing, considering he's the richest man in the world. You can see just how enormous it is. This is the best view. That's the only way to get the entire LV store in the frame. You see the guy shouting "Hey, hey!" It's because he's zooming down the Champs-Élysées on his bike. He's shouting "Hey, hey!" at people that are in the bike lane. Sensible, I guess, better than bashing into them, but they just don't stop the cars or the cyclists. They just go for it, and what may come may come. Completely different attitude, actually. Neither good nor bad, just different. The humans that are laying on the floor are beggars, professional beggars, work with organised gangs to effectively extort money from tourists. Just like they do in London with the rose and balloon scams. Clarification for you, Sandra, it's a scam. They're not actual beggars in need, they're scammers. And they prey on vulnerable tourists. Bonjour. Welcome, Nisha. Bonjour. Oh, I should say bonsoir. In fact, actually no, it's not quite the evening. We're still in bonjour territory, aren't we? At 4 p.m, 20 past 4 here in Paris. Okay, this will be our last sort of little mini 360, as it were, or 180 perhaps, before we get over to the Arc de Triomphe, which will be our absolute final destination for London City Walks in Paris. Chaos that is central Paris and the Champs-Élysées here. The final approach, folks. Notice how clean this northern section is compared to the beginning, where they're still figuring things out. Lots and lots of police here. In fact, part to my right, hell of a lot of police. The yellow over there is the Montclair store. Other side we've got all the usual stuff, including McDonald's. Very big McDonald's, in fact. Lots of M's. Anyone just joining, we are into literally what will be the last 30 minutes or so. We're approaching very rapidly at this moment that extraordinary part of Paris where 12 roads intersect at the Arc de Triomphe. And again, I'm not sure if I'm going to try and run across like last night. Let's have a look at how crazy it is and how many people are trying to do it when we get to the top. Officially, I'm supposed to use the underpass. I'm reluctant to because we'll probably lose the live. So let's just have a look and see when we get there. Almost there. My legs are noticing the gradient actually at this point. It's a very slight gradient from the southern end of the Champs-Élysées. Only hits you after you've walked that 2 kilometers. The last major store is the Grand Cartier boutique over there. That's the final one here before the Champs-Élysées opens up. And now, all eyes in front, everyone. This is the last crossing before we hit the main road where the Arc de Triomphe is. Yeah, it is. That Cartier store, in fact, is the flagship. The LV one here is not the flagship. The one on Place Vendôme is far grander, hence that massive number of silver mirrors on the front. But yeah, the Cartier one is the flagship here in Paris. It is grand, yeah, and it's also enormous. Look, it's got an entire beautiful Haussmann building, pretty dedicated to Cartier. So, final look. Almost out of breath for a change. Woo. Final look down the Champs-Élysées. Looking south towards Concorde. You can't see it anymore because it's so incredibly far away. If you look at the cars, there's lights right in the distance. That's just to confirm. This is where we are, everyone. Champs-Élysées. Those cars, the lights right in the distance. That's roughly just over 2 kilometers away. That's where we started at Concorde. As you can see, it goes very, very slightly down the hill from where I'm standing now. So hence that slight relief that I made it, I think is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's continue. It's right behind us. There we are. Look at that, everyone. How is that for an instantly recognizable Parisian, in fact European monument, not just Parisian? You know, it is it's grand and spectacular. Those guys are revving like crazy. It's also Instagram heaven here. Give you an idea of what happens here. I was there last night, so I'm not going to criticize these people. I did the same thing. You see the queue here in the middle of the street? Kind of starts at the traffic island. It goes all the way along. Look, that's the queue for, you know, a politely formed queue to get that key spot there at the end, right in the middle of the traffic, you know, to get the perfect picture. We did that yesterday, so I'm not going to get in line. We don't need to. I wonder also actually if the military is still over there. It looks to be a little bit more open than it was yesterday, but I'm going to see what happens when the traffic stops. If some people decide to risk it, I will follow them. I'm definitely not going to do it alone, because as you can see, it is absolutely enormous. Look, you know, it's wide enough to accommodate around 15 cars side by side. So, you know, running across is not the smartest thing to do, but there are gaps. So let's just wait a few minutes and see what happens. Magnificent Arc de Triomphe, everyone. Yeah, other people are sort of looking and observing, so I'm going to follow them. Let's see. Well done, guys. There we are. That's how you get across, everyone, without losing the live. You follow the crazy, I think Brazilians in front. Lovely. Okay, great. So we're across and across and alive. We made it. Sorry about that. It's a little bit hair-raising. I would not do it by myself. Interesting enough, I didn't notice this last night because I was too focused on what was going on here. Beyond, if you look right beyond, through the Arc de Triomphe here and beyond, is La Défense, the business district, much of which we were looking at about 6.5 hours ago when we were at the top of Montmartre at Sacré-Cœur. Yeah, that's the enormous business district that they have here in Paris. I can't quite do a 360, as it were, in the sense of going right between it and around, because you can go relatively close. I'll show you what I mean. Look. So for example, last night it was impossible to get this close because there was a ceremony here. A wreath laying ceremony, okay? Yeah, it's a bit hairy, I'm not going to lie. I would not do it if it were just me. You know, it was kind of, they were a couple. They were obviously going to have to stop the traffic physically if it didn't stop for them. So it was okay. I didn't have to go across. I have to go the other way, northbound. It's a little easier northbound. Plus, at that point, I would have packed everything away. So I'm not worried about the little journey back. The hotel's only a few minutes away. So if we have a good look at the glory, there's the Arc de Triomphe from below. You know, how intricate, isn't it? It's extraordinary. You know, it is absolutely mind-boggling in the level of detail that is here, and the inscription. Bearing in mind, you know, this is at the centre of the single, I'm guessing it's probably the single busiest traffic junction in the whole of Europe. It's got to be. There's nothing even close to this in London, and nor is there in Germany. That'll be our last little peek, everyone. There's the Eiffel Tower. That's the last clear view. From here, it's roughly, let me think, I would guess roughly 2.5 kilometres from where I'm standing now. But don't forget though, that includes crossing over the river. You need to go all the way across the Pont Alexandre to get to the south bank. So a little bit far for my liking. But yeah, let's have a little wander around, etc. Let's start here, and I'm going to try and, it won't be an exact 360, but it'll be kind of. And then I'll film a little bit more and answer any questions once we get to the other side. Again, being very careful here that I don't do anything wrong, etc. You see, the police do not mess about in France, which, to be honest, is something that I actually admire. They're very respectful, but sort of assertively respectful, as we saw yesterday when I was almost arrested, filming outside the Élysée Palace. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. So that's a cue to sort of, you know, just to wander in. There's nothing in there. You can go to the top, and a lot of these people, if it's open, will be going to the top. I will not be going to the top for two reasons. One, my legs are dead, but more importantly, you are not allowed to film once you're inside. Obviously, the same as, for example, St. Paul's in London, etc., etc. So there's no benefit to me going inside for you guys. Plenty of people still willing though. Obviously, the best time to get up at the top is for sunset, which is in about 45 minutes from now. So I can understand why people are willing to queue. Plus, the lights go on here. Enormous bulbs to illuminate the Arc de Triomphe, as it was last night when we were here. So finishing that 360. And again, looking down, see the lights. I'm not sure you can see them. Lights are flashing at the top of the buildings in the business district, La Défense at the bottom. Very far away. It's a good 3.5 kilometres from here. So continuing across, this is the northern aspect. I'm at the north now of the Arc de Triomphe. It's interesting, or more interesting to me than the other side, because of these. Again, you know, the level of detail, the craftsmanship, you know, a few people, a team chipping away with hand tools to create that. Just, you know, what can you say? No words really, no words at all. And the same on the other side. It's different, but I mean the same in terms of the amount of work required to get that level of detail. Apologies, they're still clearing up over here. That's as close as I can get, but you can really see, look. can go inside in the sense of being actually under the Arc itself, but as I mentioned, I can't walk through because we have that the wreaths, etc., from the ceremony yesterday evening. People are respectfully looking here and paying their respects, etc. So this is the view over from inside. People going in there, etc., to climb. Isn't it just extraordinary? That enormous throng of traffic down that absolutely perfectly straight road, the Champs-Élysées, going back down towards Concorde. History of the Arc de Triomphe I couldn't tell you. I don't know when it was built. I don't know much of the history of it. I'm not a tour guide here in France. This is a mere weekend away. People here are very cold, in fact. I can understand why it is. Yeah, it's a little on the chilly side, let's put it that way. After dark it's going to fall below zero, just like last night. Again, the sort of final pan here. This is the eastern side of the Arc. An 1806 memorial to Napoleon. Perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Thank you very much for googling it. Un petit peu is how much French I speak. In other words, not a lot. Basic pleasantries, I would say, is my level of non-fluency in French. I'm English. English people don't really speak many languages because we're a little bit linguistically backward, as many of you all know, and I'm quite happy to admit that. Okay, so here we are, and we made it, everyone. We made it to the end here at the absolutely magisterial Arc de Triomphe. I'm just backing up as far as I can go. And I'm right at the chains at the back here. For anyone watching on YouTube, this will be the final shot. That glory is the Arc de Triomphe. Thank you everyone on YouTube for watching.